ラブマジックは時計はしないおいで召しませお姫様毒のリンゴを食べて眠っちゃいそうな素直すぎる君がとても愛しい当たり前こ宝物さ地球は回り日は昇り君は微笑む素直に I love you 届けようきっと You love me 伝わるさ君に似合うガラスの靴を探そう二人でステップアンドゴーいつまでも深夜12時を過ぎたって僕らのラブマジックは時計はしない意地の悪いまま母にも急な雨にも寂しい夜にもへこたれない君がやはり愛しい遠く離れて会えない日は星に願って夢で会おう明日は晴れるや一生 I love you 変わらないそうさ You love me 永遠さ君に似合うダイヤのリング渡そうこれから何千回つまずいてさらに何万回転んでも君のガラスの靴は脱げはしないみんな乗ってる今回のこのなんだってアイドルそうグループ名はマジマジ当たり前こ宝物さ地球は回り日は昇り君は微笑む素直に I love you 届けようきっと You love me 伝わるさ君に似合うガラスの靴を探そう二人でステップアンドゴーいつまでも深夜12時を過ぎたって君は僕の愛しい24時間シンデレラ Hey hey hey
Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. But we're not going to be writing a game, technically, today. Today we're instead going to be DUWANGing. Now you may be wondering, Notepad, what the fuck is a DUWANG? Well, DUWANGing is a process that I like to refer to as blind idiot moron translations by a bunch of stupid fucking morons. Otherwise known as me. It is a reference to a very certain blind idiot translation of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4. Part 4? Yeah, it was Part 4, wasn't it? Fuck yeah. It is a beautiful DUWANG. Now, obviously, I had to keep up my Yoshikage grind set. I think I have the proper drip in place. This was a lot more complicated than you would think to do, but no bad. You wouldn't happen to be implying that the Nipponese horse races are controlled by the Yakuza, would you? I don't know what you're talking about. I just think that Yakuza, the popular video game series, and Ume Mizume Pretty Derby just happen to go well together. And if I were to draw any lewd Ume Mizume Pretty Derby, hardcore hentai, I would probably get killed. So yes, hello, welcome aboard everyone. Hopefully everyone is having a good night tonight. A little bit late tonight. I was busy today playing Barotrauma with my friends, and we were having a lot of fun with it. We only died violently once because we didn't know how a husk infection worked properly, and everything went wrong. But yeah, we've been having some, it was a good time. Big new update came out, so we've been having fun with that. But yes, this is Table Derby. So DUWANGing is guerrilla translation. I was doing that just before I joined the stream. To a degree, I think the best way to say it is DUWANG is a blind idiot translation. I go in here to try my best to make sure that this is at least playable. It's something out there that you can look at a game and say, hey, that this exists. Because here's a problem. I do not actually believe that a lot of people here in the West anyway are going to be like, Pretty Derby game, Pretty Derby. I don't think a lot of people are part of the, the fucking Pretty Derby fandom is dying. Everybody, make sure you're a real, real Vosh gaming here. No. But this is like a fairly relatively popular doujin project in Japan, like a relatively popular one, like topping lists constantly for at least a while now. I think past 2-3 months. So I want to get it up to a point where that it is at least eligible to be read by humans, otherwise known as us who speak exclusively English and not moon runes. Because I don't speak moon runes, but I do know game design enough to say, hey, that looks a little bit wrong. And I do have some pocket Japanese translators in my back pocket to do this. Barotrauma is the secret reason you wanted a Jovian Sleigh Ride game or Jam. No, actually. I wanted to do Jovian Sleigh Ride because it was originally supposed to be Christmas. That was going to be the joke. That didn't pan out, unfortunately, because it turns out when you get back home from a very long trip in the UK, you don't really want to think anymore. But yeah, this is what we're going to be doing. Now, normally, how I do this is a little bit weird of how I do these things, because I say pretty early on that I'm not a good translator, and generally speaking, you shouldn't be referencing this as like the perfect, legit, like super awesome edition of the game. That's not really how I do it. I have a big preface here. I don't read or speak Japanese. I'm fascinated by the TRPG scene. He's gonna see a very unofficial DUWANG translation. I've got this. I should bump that up. The big thing of how I end up doing this is the RAWs version. What I'm legitimately going to be doing is taking chunks out of this, plugging them in here, making sure they look at least decent, and then posting them back and forth. Pretty much this version right here, this RAWs version, is going to have all the text plain texted. Then it's going to have my quote translation, end quote, kind of more direct. And the goal there is, if you do notice something that looks wrong, you can correct me on it. That's fine. I am perfectly okay with someone correcting me on something like that. Because I just want people to play games. That's my ambition. I want more people to enjoy tabletop games, whether or not they involve Japanese horse girls or not. I'm down whatever I'm down. I'm down whatever you're putting down. So what you're saying is that this should be sent directly to the Yakuza as an official translation. I don't want to die ethical. That's all I'm saying is, if I ever do go to Japan, I don't want to be immediately greeted by a very large man and told to get into the very funny looking car, and then nobody hears from me ever again. I don't want to become Kazuma Kiryu. I do not want Kazuma Kiryu to beat my ass. I don't want that. I don't want to die because I like living. But people may wonder, what the fuck is this? What is this game, Notepad? Notepad, this is looking a little bit weird. Looking a little bit sus. Well, generally speaking, Pretty Derby is a franchise, or Uma Musume Pretty Derby. I can fucking speak properly. It's a multimedia franchise by Cygames. Now, you've probably heard of Cygames before. If we go to Cygames, they've been doing quite a few different games. Rage of Bahamut, the Idolmaster Cinderella Girl games. That's a very important thing to note. You also have things such as Grand Blue Fantasy, Tiger and Bloody, Lord of Hero. I don't. Someone might care. More. You have more Idolmaster Cinderella Girl, just Phase Connect, Princess Connect Redrive, and finally we have Ume Musume Pretty Derby, and ideally there's Dragalia Lost. I know people like Dragalia Lost, but the servers are closed on that one. Cygames is a company pretty much designed to make not MOBAs. They're pretty much gacha companies. They want to create gacha, in which case they want to continue creating gacha to expand out their franchises. That's the real main drive behind a lot of things. For example, Grand Blue Fantasy isn't necessarily just a game. No. The entire idea is that it's supposed to be a game, which leads into a show, which leads into a bigger game, which leads into bigger things. That's the entire idea. Grand Blue Fantasy is a franchise. And Pretty Derby is also one of these franchises. That's kind of like one of the bigger things on there. And you even see what Platinum Games was involved here. Pretty Derby is one of those kind of unique franchises because of the because of the stupid fucking pitch. I'm going to be honest with you, me, and everybody else. Hey, Notepad, I sent this link to a tattooed Japanese pen pal. He loved it so much he said he forwarded it to his boss. Isn't that great? How does the Uma Musume Pretty game work? The only speeds that's going to be those obvious pay-to-win gacha anyone's ever seen. I'll do a quick rundown, but I kind of want to... Pretty much the idea of Pretty Derby is very simple. There are girls. Hey, they are horses. Okay, everybody. They're horse girls, you could even say. They race. Okay. And if they win, they become idols. And they go sing on stage. That's the game. It's horse girls who race to be idols. This is what we would like to call in more elite circles, you understand, absolute Kino. Absolute, unquestionable. There really is no other piece of artwork here. Like, I don't think you quite understand, like, this is real artwork, guys. This is real art. You may be wondering, man, this doesn't look like real art. Of course we have our character right here. This is the main girl of the first season of the anime because yeah, there was animes, including Team Spica. Team Spica? I think it's called Spica. I think that's the pronunciation. Now, you may be wondering, you have Special Week, Silent Suzuka, Tokai Teo, Mijiro McQueen, Gold Ship, Vodka, Daiwa Scarlet. Oh my! You may be wondering, wait a second. Something does seems a little bit weird. That's their name, mind you. It's not like, oh, my name is, Kawari Kosuru, and I'm a horse. No. That's her literal name is Special Week. They say, oh, it's Special Weeku. Look, everyone, it's my kawaii uwu best girlfriend Special Week. Because one of the more fascinating aspects about this entire series is that every single racehorse, every single girl in here is actually a legitimate real life racehorse. Every single one of them. Look at Special Week. Yeah, Special Week was a not like late 90s Japanese horse racer, successful breeding stallion in its later life. Did actually win a few, winning the Henshin Danchin, the Spring of Autumn edition of the Tenno Show. International field, including window. Yeah, they did really well. Special Week has a history. They didn't read too much, but have no fear, everybody. Sunday Silence and Campaign Girl were actually Special Week's parents. So that's a very important note, everybody. Special Week was inspiration for the main character of 2018 anime Ume Mizume Pretty Lord, which premiered shortly before his death. Special Week retired from racing to stand the Shidai Stallion Station in Hokkaido, actually. Lex Stud, where he was based in 2015, died from injuries sustained when he fell in his paddock in 2018, unfortunately. However, his most successful of his offspring was Buena Vista, who runs 6 Japanese thoroughbred horse. However, Tokyo Dushin and Cicero and Toho Jackal also did pretty well in that general thing. Yeah, yeah, as you can kind of see here, all of these are actual horses. Silent Suzuka actually has a fairly important, very interesting history in which Silent Suzuka rounded a corner really long, snapped its leg, and they got shot in the fucking course. They this girl right here, that's Silent Suzuka, everybody. That's Silent Suzuka. Yeah, technically, if we want to be really specific about things, if we want to be specific, these two are related. Yeah, we gotta remember that. Those two are related. They're not, but Sunday Silence fucked everything. That's a... Just realized Sunday Silence. If I look hard enough, I can probably find that Sunday Silence has fucked every single character on this show, or is the father of every single character on this show in more ways than one. But yeah, every single one of these horses are actually real horses. For, you can run fast, give a high position in society. Why is it always there are several real names of real things? These are real names of real things. Hey, Schizoid, Screaming in Midnight, yeah. Is good. Reviewers hasn't translated yet. Where's there an example why min-maxing is fucking stupid? They have a dozen biological self-destruct mode. Jackal is the one that caused Gold Chip 12 billion yen incident. Yeah. Because again, all of these horses are actual horses. And there's actually a very unique thing with Ume Mizume Pretty Derby. They actually have a very interesting... No, you can even see main character of Road to the Top appeared in anime season 1, appeared from the OVA. Main characters star Team Sirius from only the video games. Of the video game, the main characters of Cinderella Grey, which is completely the PNW, Kim Canopus, which is the rival character. All of these various girls of some variety, NPC horse girls. You have the manga. You have the full video game. The video game has been cursed a little bit, though. Technically, there is 2 seasons of the anime released. There is going to be a 3rd season, though. That's like getting ready to release. Yeah, mobile game within 10 months of release grossed nearly 965 million Japanese. I don't know if that's yen or $960 million. Yeah, but it was like, oh no, it was, no, that's 965 million United States dollars. Yeah, no, Pretty Derby just has a little bit of little bit of money associated with it. But here's a funny little note just for. Do any of the girls in this anime get turned into glue at some point? Luckily, no, nobody gets turned into glue at all. Not that I know of, anyway. Now, you may be wondering, what does that mean, Notepad? And the answer is, not canonically. Yeah, pretty much, not canonically. No one gets turned into anything canonically. However, yeah, let me bring up an ideal manly. You know, we'll bring in the classic manly, as is the requested, everybody. A classic manly. But, interesting note about Pretty Derby. Now, for any of you now looking at this saying, man, I really want to have sex with these horses. If any of you really are thinking, I want to have sex with these high school girl horses, I hate to break it to you, but hentai is actually not permitted by Cygames. Yes, by sheer technicality, you are not allowed to draw hentai of any of these characters. Now, you may be wondering, Notepad, that sounds a little bit weird. That sounds a little bit funky. See, like, isn't hentai and doujins projects like that really popular and can elevate a show and, you know, elevate a series like this drastically? And the answer is yes. There's a problem, though. There's a little problem. I'm gonna Google Special Week here real fast. Oh, wow, look, everybody, it's Special Week. The first thing that pops up is a fucking anime girl, then the horse. Now, I want you to imagine something real fast. Close your eyes for a You are a Japanese businessman. You own a fucking horse, and you want to sell this horse to somebody, because it's a good horse, and you're going to make a lot of money. And now, you sell this horse. Now, people are looking up, you want to buy your horse, and you signed a contract a little while ago, you know, about using names or whatever. Hey, who cares? It's just a little game. Someone Googles it and be like, hey, why is your character, you know, why is your horse getting railed by 15 fat, ugly bastards in this graphic hentai? It's like, oh, no. So, Cygames had to actually make a very strong point. I'm like, please do not draw anything naughty of these girls, please, because it's very important to us. It's, you know, we want to maintain, I believe it was something along the idea of maintaining dignity of the characters. It was to prevent that, though. They didn't want people doing that because there's a fun fact, everybody. I don't know if you may know this. You may be wondering something real fast. Who owns these betting horses effectively? Who owns these things? Well, I'll give you a secret. It's very large men with very nice, intricate tattoos. I'm not naming any names, but I'm just saying. Yeah, we don't talk about it. American horse racing media, stunning pieces of cinematography like Hidalgo and Seabiscuit. Japanese horse racing media, we made horses into high school girls. $965 million, ethical. The money don't lie. The people want them. But yeah, that's hopefully we have at least a basic understanding of Pretty Derby. Hopefully everyone kind of understands. There is like lore behind things, and like, mind you, they actually try to provide a deeper explanation of why they have those names and why they are horse girls who are idols who are racing. They actually tried to do this because remember, they're going to horse racing high school. We're gonna do, you want to know what we're gonna do, everybody? We're gonna not think about it. Because the more we think about it, the worse everything gets. So, how are we going to do this? Well, obviously, we're going to be doing... let's get everything set up the way I like it. I'm coughing up a fucking lung. Who added me? Who added me? Who is here? Hello, ENVTubers! What are you telling me about? You're telling me nothing! Yes, canonically, some of these horses are actually fucking huge because they're horse-sized. Yeah, we don't talk about these things. We're not thinking too hard. How many of these characters have been railed by Futanari Equestria High characters? None, actually. I hope not anyway. Remember that FGO character player who was descendant of Nightingale and we gave every Redditor a free pass to draw hentai of his ancestor? Yeah, it's, wouldn't be surprised. It's, yeah, Trade Center Academy is short for Training Center. Yeah, it's literally Training Center High School. Yeah, we don't question these things, okay? It's as shrimple as that, guys. I'm sorry, it's as shrimple as that. So let's do basic tools select. Technically, I'm lucky enough that a vast majority of this is actually able to be translated. No, don't stop. No, don't stop till finish, everybody. Very important. Let's see. Not Portuguese. I guarantee you I do not want Portuguese. We're gonna use Brit. Only in for the gold that lie in for the And again, I like to be really precise about everything when it comes to these things. Because I'm autistic. Because I have rampant autism. There's legitimately no other reason. I should not be as precise as I should, or as, you know, precise as things like this. Yeah, but I am that special kind of autistic. So it do be that way sometimes. This is going to be kind of like the normal format of how things are going to be looking, which is usually the Japanese and then the translation. I try my best to like cite everything, but I'm not going to claim that I'm going to do everything perfectly. What's our first? This game is it literally just saying this game is? Yep, that's all it's saying. Now, looks like we've got a lot of notes. Oh boy, everybody, I sure do love notes. They really are the best. So let's start. Oh, I don't mean to do that. Please stop breaking. Introduction. Okay, it's gonna make me do this, isn't it? Okay, we are gonna do heading 2. I have things set up in a very particular way for a good reason. So let's see. We need to find you. Do we have any fucking run? No, we should be good on that. Now, the program I'm using to actually sort out everything here is called Sakura. Sakura is technically a Japanese notepad version. I like it a lot because it's very simple and I can use it really easily. And I like things that are super easy. And for Ume's Table 32, it contains rules for tabletop RPG based on the Ume Mizume character. Oh, no. Take the rule, there are more than one race. Many races you can learn, they will grow up. Technically, I should do this. And then we go back, we put it back in. Source of growth for the Ume Mizume race. Each interaction with friends and rivals, score of growth for the... Yep. This is what we're doing. This is quite literally what the goal is, what we plan on. I usually like to do this just because it's a little easier for me to read. Let's see. This book contains rulebook. Table 32 contains all the rules for tabletop RPG based on World of Ume Mizume Pretty Derby. Players take the role of the Ume Mizume characters. Solving their own and their friends' problems, while taking on the Twinkle Series races. The Twinkle Series. There is more than one race. In many races, you will win some and lose some. Each race, each interaction with friends and rivals is a source of growth for you. Now, you may be wondering, wow, Notepad, this kind of sounds like Ask currently. And the answer is yes, it does sound like Ask a little bit. However, the cycle of things is pretty simple with this game, with how I do these, which is I get the raw. I just want to get the most raw pieces of text available. And then when the raw is done, I start doing the compilation. What we would normally call localizing here in the States or somewhere in, kind of European and stuff like that. I do the same thing, except instead of me trying to make everything dank memes and ruining the entire point of the story, I just try to clean up the wording. Because Japanese and English, some things in Japanese make sense. That doesn't in English, but that's the same thing with us over there. For example, in Japan, the idea of there does not exist. That's not a thing that really exists in that same context, which is three things that are effectively in different things in different contexts. You can get things like word puns and things like that, but that's very different from what we would consider it. Our homophones are very different from their homophones. Yeah, I am seeing a lot of, I know exactly who you're talking about. There was one guy on Twitter. I really like his stuff. I read the one shot a long time ago. I'll have to find him later. One of the big things about a lot of localization stuff is localizing isn't bad. That's the thing. Localizing isn't bad because there are some things which just don't make any sense because you're not Japanese and it just doesn't apply any sense. And there are sometimes things that you translate and it's like, oh, this only makes sense if you understand that this is a pun. If this is a pun unto a pun unto a pun kind of thing. Sometimes that can get a little annoying with people. And I kind of get it when they're trying to do localizing of that. I get it. I don't support it, though. Here's the thing. I really do not like the way localizers have been trying to, rewrite scripts for an American audience. I think that's really disrespectful to the original source material. For an obvious fucking reason. My usual belief is the only things that you should be really changing in a work is under 3 circumstances. Only 3 very specific circumstances should you start replacing stuff of the story. The main thing, the only thing that you should be translating is 1, it's illegal. It's clearly an illegal thing that you must change. This is mostly going to be applied to other countries and 95% of the times, but if you're in China, obviously, and if you're have tasked with translating something, you may want to change something that is illegal for you to translate that could get you in trouble. That's fine. That's understandable. It's even down to things like Fate Stay Night, for example, where, everybody, you have to add a little disclaimer, everybody in this work is 18 years old, and then the first sentence is, man, I love being in high school. It's things like that which are this is a legality issue. This is a legal thing that you can't really escape. That's one of my big things. I can't fault you for not wanting to go to jail. Okay? I'm not gonna fault you for that. Yeah, not even just bumping ages, just sometimes things are illegal, sometimes things just don't word, it's just things are bad, especially when you get into countries such as China. You get into legality law, some weirder bits in Russian, for example. The second instance is cultural issues. There are going to be people who don't quite understand what a yukata is. People aren't maybe going to understand what a yukata is. and the kind of the idea behind it. So they might change some things to say it's a dress. We understand that is a yukata, or we understand like this cultural significance that the author doesn't put in, because why would you? You know, it's one of those things, like if somebody was going to, if you're translating something from the, US to Japan, there are things in the US that we kind of just take for granted that we completely understand what it is. And it would be fucking foreign to somebody else. It'd be like like Germany, for example. There are things in Germany which only make sense to people in Germany. Like, if you were to translate something into German to English, you would need to explain somewhere the idea of their, the fucking bottle tax. Because, fun fact, in Germany, there's a thing of, effectively, I can't remember the exact name, but I call it the bottle tax, which is, you can buy Coke or something, and then if you return the Coke, you get a little thing there. It's pretty much a down payment on some certain things. It's a little bit weird. I understand why they want people to recycle effectively. Which is, if you want to do stuff like that, and if you talk about that in Germany, no one's going to think about it. It's going to be like, yeah, sure, okay, that makes complete sense. We know it. But if you were to translate that to the US, a lot of people wouldn't understand that, so you would need to make like a note for it. You would need to have a character explain a bit, like had like a line somewhere to do that. That's kind of like it's yeah, it's kind of like one of those things, like there you get some like cultural issues where it's like some things just don't pan out, don't translate, okay? Things don't translate. The final thing that I say is fine is autistic word puns. And I say it's okay to change something with when it comes to like word puns, because you get some moments, there's like a word game that's very popular in Japan, which is pretty much you are doing, it's rhyming effectively with different words. Which you can occasionally see this in like manga or anime or something like that. They'll do the word game. I don't know what it's called. There's actually a very specific name for it, but it's kind of the idea of you say a word, you say something similar, and you're trying to like go who fucks up first kind of thing. Who can't think of a word. It's a word game. That makes no fucking sense in English. It makes no goddamn sense. And it's always funny when you see it in a manga or something, because you'll get people who will raw translate it. You'll get people who raw translate it, and it makes no fucking sense. Shiratori? Yeah, Shiratori, that was it. You get, and it makes no fucking sense. Someone will say like cat, lamp, dog, whisper, shonen. It's like, what the fuck are you on about? And I remember it was one anime I watched, and I was listening to it subbed. I was kind of listening to it and then they started doing that. It was like a bit in the show, and then it kind of dawned on me. I'm like, oh, because they were translating it raw, and it made no sense if you just read the translation. But then you're like, oh, I get what they're doing. It's a fucking word game, and then it kind of clicked for me, and I was like, okay, this makes a lot more sense now. I could see people wanting to change that, because it makes no goddamn sense if you don't do it, and it kind of feeds into the second point a little bit, where it's they do not ever explain what that is, because why would you? There's no need for you to explain something that everybody knows already, because ultimately speaking, and this is an important thing, this is an important note for everybody here in the United States of America and everywhere else in this beautiful world of ours. Japanese media is made for the Japanese. I know, it's shocking. It's completely bizarre. I would have never guessed. And it's really weird how some people just don't understand that. Like, yes, Japanese media is made for the Japanese. It's like, well, I don't understand it. This is like, there's probably a good reason, because you aren't Japanese. The Japanese are a degenerate and awful culture that should be beat until they quit being pedos. There's actually a big thing there. Yeah, this is a big thing about the idea of high school in Japan. In Japan, the concept of high school is seen as your golden days. So when you see so many things about, oh, it's high school girls doing something, oh, it's high school girls, and it's high school girls, it's high school boys, it's someone in high school usually. That's kind of a cultural idea. That's your golden days. You're supposed to be like that. Those are your best days. Kind of like what we think of being everybody in their 20s being perfect. Well, of course, everyone's in their 20s because being in their 20s is your golden days. That's the best time of your life, obviously. So every character has to be like that. Friends does not work in Japanese. Friends isn't a thing, really. But if you were, it kind of give you the idea. If you were to shift, if you wanted to do the same dynamic of Friends, the show Friends with Joey, the strongest friend, to Japan, you would have to set everybody in high school because that's what sells. That's kind of the idea behind it. When you get things like Lolicon and Shotokan and stuff, I'm not really gonna go to Gretzko's Japanese friends. You also get things like Lolicon and Shotokan. Let's I should get this out of the way right now. Ultimately speaking, it's weird, but I'm not gonna like say it's super mega Hitler or whatever. Like, don't engage with it if you think it's weird. Like, that's pretty much it. But I should also counter this very easily. I should counter this very quickly. Don't be weird about it on Twitter. I see people get real weird and real defensive about being a lolicon on fucking Twitter, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, bitch, the fuck are you doing? Shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, no, lolicons are a special breed of weird. But it's kind of you can say a lot of that stuff is what you would kind of consider to be a natural extension of the idea of, we idolize youth. And they do. The Japanese idolize youth. They love being youthful. Because they have a very old society. Again, it's just natural extensions of varieties of issues. It's Shotokans, the Shotokan girls are weird. We don't deal with them. Lolicon guys are, oh gee. Because the thing is, it's never just someone being like, I like Lolita. No. If you're a lolicon here in the US, dude, shut the fuck up and keep it to yourself. Oh, Shota hentai's consumed by guys itself. I'll have you know. I hate Shota stuff. I always think every single time it's like, ugh. Vile phylacteries known as Doujins. See, I personally believe they got the idea of fucking Doujins, the Doujin laws down correctly, because I should mention this. Technically, this isn't a Cygames game. You gotta remember that. This game we're going over right here, which I've translated a paragraph of currently, this is not official Cygames at all. You gotta remember that important note here. This is a fan project, effectively, but because of how Doujin laws work a little bit, you're allowed to get away with some things. Why did you just put the same thing twice? Why are you... Japan, why are you the goddamn fucking... And it's always fun going over these, because you never know. Is this the way that it was written? Am I bad and don't know what I'm doing? Or is everyone here just fucking stupid? Are you just stupid? And this is just a bad game, piece of bad game design? Like... It's always funny. Like, I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to these things, being like, I'm assuming that I'm like translating something wrong. But every now and again I see something, I'm like, oh no. Oh no, no, no. This looks pretty awful. That was like my thing with like Muv-Love. The fucking Muv-Love, Jesus. With confrontational flavor? What's rivals the same gold mine or friends of the same generation? Short, very short lasting, 1 to 2 hours. Jesus, this game is designed for 1 to 2 hours. No comfort color between. Oh wow. Alright, you know what? I'm already getting a little bit I'm getting vibes, everybody. I'm getting vibes, and I remember these vibes. Very. I'm distinctly remembering something from a different, confrontational flavor. Each session is set short, lasting 1 to 2 hours. Yes, each game is 1 to 2 hours. Yeah, right here. It's what the fuck? All right, that's new. I'm curious. Tell me more, what's going on? Tell me more, I wanna know something real fucking fast. I actually bought this game. Yes, I bought Pretty Derby. I owned this game. I bought this because I feel for it, and I do enjoy the game, and I think more people should learn about it. Mind you, there isn't a full expansion out, by the way. This is the full expansion. We're not translating the expansion, by the way. This is by this company, though. Or at least I think it's a company. Like, who are you? I see a ship girl there. I see a ship girl. You cannot hide from me. The innkeeper's upstairs. Yeah. Who are you? So you're on Pixiv. Like, what's your... Tell me your group. Who are you guys? I'm genuinely curious. I mainly do not require power supply. Girls und Panzer... Girls und Panzer RPG table tank road and Shimada. Finally, they did a tank girl RPG. Oh my god, it's Kino. For DUWANG that isn't in honor of memoriam, or in memoriam. Do it in honor of picking me. I do not want to touch that fucking hornet's nest at all, Ethical. I don't want to. I really don't. No, that was I had something in my throat and just coughed awkwardly while laughing. Here, have no fear, everybody. I've got my collection of exotic drinks, including Ready sports drink. I got this from the dollar store. This is $1.25 sports drink and smells like piss. Like a shitty Gatorade. Ethical, no, I cannot touch the sky. That is controversy. I won't do it. I don't want to do it. Okay, I'm done with sports drink. Time for the real sports drink, beer. Well, the thing is, I'll be the first DUWANG wasn't in memoriam of anybody. The first DUWANG was actually a game that nobody gave a shit about. Was Kiz Night. I think Kiz Knight is such a bizarre fucking game. I adore it. Wait, there's a horse girl VTuber? Wait a second. Wait. We have a horse girl VTuber? I forgot about that. I'll have you know, it was Resonance Binding at the end there. Yeah, Kiz Knight was its own special disaster piece. Muv-Luv, I have the Muv-Luv expansions. Genuinely speaking, I might just do those next. But we do actually have a horse girl, everybody. Boys, lads. Like, I could slap her in the corner. I mean, do you what's her gimmick? I don't like where this is going. Let's see, what's your gimmick? Just a military horse girl looking to make the world a better place. Vote for me to be your 2024 US Presidente. Boys, I think we found some... Oh, wow, your voices. Oh, darling. Darlingo, what are you doing? I see. America flag. I don't know. I will need to talk about, but have no fear, everybody. We have the Cinderella Girls. Yeah, this is Cinderella Girls. For those who don't know what Cinderella Girls are, this is one of the Idolmaster productions. Cinderella Girls is probably one of the most popular ones. I would say probably the most popular. These are the Cinderella Girls. I like the tall one. I don't watch Cinderella Girls. I don't know anything about Cinderella Girls. All I know is, this girl is flagrantly racist. I do know that. She sings about fried chicken, and then she starts quoting crime statistics. That's all I know. I like the tall one because she's funny. And she says the funny words every now and again. But yeah, this is Idolmaster. Apparently they made an Idolmaster game. That's interesting. What else have you made? Let's see. I see Idolmaster. I see. Is that a... Oh god. Tell me it's true. Oh my god. Can I play a boy band RPG? Wait, what the fuck? Is there a woman involved in this game? What the fuck? There is a woman there? I don't... Is this a shoujo manga game or something? I mean, God, we gotta figure out, right, guys? New Doujin, but Ikemen, special human beings who fascinate those around them, exceptional talent, but for some reason, their only being power is beyond their reach. By combining 8 different faces, you can create your very own ideal-looking man. And compete for the title of the heroine's lover. The game is fun, confrontational TRPG in which players compete for the position of the heroine's lover. That's Koisuru Ikumin TRPG Kimi no Todoke. I mean, I never knew to assign faces to be a handsome man. I never really associated. I'm getting the vibe they keep rewriting the same game over and over again. It's a shoujo anime game. I mean, okay, finally, okay, this is the kind of game that I can get behind. Because I, too, want to be a handsome man. Oh, yeah, look, it's... Oh, wow, that's Log Horizon? This has to be the... Yeah, this is the Tank Girl one. And I'm gonna make a wild bet that it's the same fucking thing. Tell me more, I just gotta know more. Tell me more, let's see. Private Space High School Struggle. Replay Girls und Panzer TRPG. So this is the Girls und Panzer T... Oh, wow, that looks rough. Oh, that's looking rough. All right, let's oh, there she is, everybody, our favorite girl. Man, yep, this is okay then. They've made the... Is this exactly what... I'm gonna make a wild bet. If they say it's confrontational RPG, shit. We publish Kamima. Not a replay, but a rulebook for as the system, familiar dice fiction decisions, adventure planning. So it's dice fiction, and it's Shino Bigami. Players don't play existing characters, but rather create their own school ship. The players feel like they are creating a tank team to represent the school. Oh, it's Shino Bigami with tank girls. All right, we are gaming. I'm seeing a lot of ship girls here. Wait a moment. Wait a goddamn second here. Wait, that's... Oh, there's Toho, everybody. We've got Toho. The circle has not been unbroken yet. That's panty shots. I am scared to click on anything here, by the way. But that's half the fun. That's half the fun of being part of this. So if I click here, let's play a gamble, everybody. Let's gamble, shall we? I'm pretty sure I know what's gonna go on here. Yeah, so looks like they've done a lot of... So if I'm gonna be a betting man, they did a lot of work with the adventure planning service, and if they've done a lot of work with they probably got started with it doing the Kantai Collection RPG stuff, which then they would eventually go on to make the Girls und Panzer game, which, taking what they learned from there, they decided to start making their own games using a similar framework, and because of that, that's where we are right now, probably the most refined version of what they have so far. And people wonder why I like investigating these things, because you learn so much about people. But yes, looks like, yeah, there is technically a Kantai Collection RPG. You may be wondering, wow, Notepad, that sounds like a lot of fun. It's not. It just isn't. It's bad. I don't like it. It's like using Exalted rules for an Advance Wars game. What the fuck? The thing is, Adventure Planning Service, that actual system, is not complicated. I kind of see where they might be going with it and kind of how they plan on doing it. If I'm a betting man, I know what they're planning on doing, which is more along the idea of like inevitable confrontations, except you're in a tank. I mean, that's fine. It's weird, but if anyone ever gets a hold of it, you know who to send it to. Because Girls und Panzer is hilarious because it is the most authentic roleplay. It's the most authentic thing you've ever thought about. Because you may be wondering, man, light system. So this has to be their system. This is the system right here, then obviously. You may be wondering, Notepad, what's Girls und Panzer about? And you're going to be amazed when you learn Girls und Panzer is actually a tabletop role-playing game about girls, or actually it's a series, and you could say it's a series about girls using only the most feminine kind of sport available, tank warfare. I'm not fucking with you either. That's the literal, like, lore reason. Tank warfare is considered to be feminine, so everybody does it. That's just how it goes, based on the light system. You want to consist of role facilitation with event cards and simple decisions based on single ability values. Simple and easy GM can be in 2 hours per session or 1 hour per session. With 1 hour per session. 1 hour? Jesus Christ almighty. What the fuck is this game? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. This is gonna be, looks like they like cards. Alright, it looks like we got a side note there. Looks like we got a few side notes over here, which I'm going to get done with this page and then I'm going to start doing all the side notes. Alright, so that's a little funky dunky. Know what I'm talking about. Again, I'm fascinated. I am fascinated with the world of Ume Mizume. Oh yeah, alright gamers. Ready for some Kino? Ah, fuck, I see. Fuck me, I see Furigana, the worst fucking thing the Japanese have ever invented. Outside everything else. Furigana is one of those very unique quirks of the Japanese language. Effectively, Furigana, if you can kind of see on the right here, is this. This is a way to help people pronounce a word, and this is how you actually have to write it. You write it as a smaller version above the other word. Most of the time, DeepL is pretty good about picking it up and what you're supposed to put it as. But I'm being a little bit cautious with it. I hate Furigana because Sakura hates it and will like try to put it in weird places. The world is much like modern Japan we know, but with Ume Mizume girls with horse ears and tails and strong physical abilities. These girls run over turf courses, speed of over 60 kilometers an hour. Send this man to Detroit. I like Drug Cinderella Girl. I'm the only one with long sleeves and hair covering one eye. We should get D&D movie. Damn straight we're getting the D&D movie when it comes out, Scribble. We will do a full thing. Let's see. I like the mom. Send him to Detroit. I'm not one's going to Detroit. I don't want anybody to go to Detroit. I don't believe anyone should be condemned to Detroit. I believe in ethical treatment of human beings. Says man very close to Detroit. Did they seriously clarify how horse is pronounced? It's literally in the title. Toward the D&D watch out stream. Couldn't upload the VOD, but you can grill it live. I'll have you know. The second I am able to watch it live, I would. Let's see. Yes, it's horse. I wonder. That's the clarification, by the way. That's the clarification, as you can tell. The seventh sign of the Chinese zodiac, the horse, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. South in May, or alternative horse. I love DeepL sometimes. Yes, they did need for double pronunciation it. But you can't even see up here. They don't actually mention horse at all. It's just table derby. Don't question it. Don't think about it. It just works, everybody. Anytime you need a question like, man, why the fuck are the Japanese doing this thing? Just understand, it's as simple as that. Let's this. Nope, didn't mean to do that at all. I need to go to you. C, Control V. World much like our own. Pull in, where's study hard, their friends whom they share their lives, and rivals whom they compete against each other. Oh no. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, is this... Yeah, no, that's 60 kilometers. They run 60 kilometers an hour. How much is 60 kilometers an hour to miles per hour? That's about 37 miles per hour. Damn. It does mean horse still. Shit is fast. Furigana says Uma, which is, of course, the title. Yeah, I'm assuming that it's like... Because it's always weird with these games. Because they had to do this with the Muv-Luv game a lot. If you ever want to see true torture, just watch the VODs of me going through the Muv-Luv game. Because there's Furigana legitimately in every paragraph. Every single one. There is at least one instance of Furigana. Because they're trying to do things such as explaining to you what an F-22 is. What's that's 1 horsepower. Yeah, I do. Again, it is amusing to think about. Actually, 1 horsepower to 2 miles per hour. Let's try to figure this out. How fast is 7 horsepower? 32 miles per hour for 1800 watts. My God, 7 horsepower. Yeah. Now, mind you, let's just do a standard human running speed. What's a standard human running speed? 10.6 per hour. They can run 6 times as fast as a human being. Just remember that. All I'm saying is that in the Ume Mizume world, the most terrifying entity known to human history is a horse girl with a knife. You will not catch her. It's over. No such thing as a horse. Actually, there's no such thing as a horse. Instead, the Ume Mizume exist. All of the characters in Table Derby 2 are Ume Mizume. Blah blah blah. Yeah, we want. What is Ume Mizume? What is League of Legends? I have like an honest to God hatred of that commercial, to the points where my friends still make fun of me about it, because it legitimately haunts my every night. Like, fucking listening to that little fucking woman being like, what is League of Legends? And it was like, I have crippling anxiety that one day I will find it again, and someone's just gonna send it to me, and it's over. And I'm gonna find, and the bitch is gonna die tonight. Because I hate that ad. Because I would get it constantly. God, I hate League of Legends. Riot, pay me money and I'll write you a League of Legends roleplay. Apparently you want everything else franchised in that fucking series, and why not do that one? Still have... Luckily, we can just this rule. I'm seeing the biological differences. I'm seeing the word biological differences, and I'm not looking forward to this conversation. Oh no, no, no. Need to get you. It's like the biggest thing with Furigana is that it's literally just to help you with pronunciation. That's all it's supposed to be. There we go. So now we get to do we do this. What is... Luckily it's not trying to break it, such as with Emo Chlor, with it trying to have schizophrenic. Ume Mizume is a woman with strong physical abilities. Alright. Well, they live in the same name as famous horse known as a famous horse known as a racehorse, and are characterized by their horse-like ears and tail. They can live with humans in human society and normally use language of the region they belong to. They have the same clothing and housing as human. They even have hole for a tail. It is very important that we know that they have a hole for their tail. They're all female and there's no known horse men or horse sons. We're not gonna think of the semantics behind this, McDruzel. All I'm saying is, the hole is not for tail. This is like the horrifying thing. It's one of those things. They actually explain it. Here's the thing. I remember they actually explain it. They, because Special Week's mom in the series is not her actual mother. That's the thing. Special Week's mom is a human woman, which it was her good friend who passed away and Special Week. And Special Week was raised by her friend effectively because she passed away. It was very sad. We never learn who the father is. We just know he's human and just never, was around. Did Loki give birth to 8-legged horse girl? You are overthinking this, McDruzel. Stop thinking. Stop thinking. Look at the idols. Look at them dance. It's funny. It's one of those things where you realize just fuck it, don't think about it. It's fine. We don't need to think about any of these things. And then you realize it too fast, and you're like, oh no. Human species in the world, the reproductive histories are not well known. As not much is said about them in the original story. Again, even they talk about it. The biological differences from human species in this world, their reproductive methods, and their history are not well known. As not much is said about them. We do not question it. We do not think about it. We just accept it. It's just a thing. Because if we think about it too hard, we end up in a situation like where we do think about it too hard, and suddenly it's like, oh no. Like also, I like this fucking like clip art, like the stock art bullshit going on here. I do really like that. That really does sell the illusion really well. Race. Okay, this is race. I'm gonna make a wild deduction here, everybody. That race isn't going to be, the ethnic cleansing of the other horse girls isn't going to be a thing. Let's not think about naughty things that we're not allowed to, because the Yakuza will break my legs if I do. See, that's the best thing to make this as accurate and good as possible, because if I don't, the Yakuza will break my legs. It's like, man, I really hope I don't die today, but like Kazuma fucking Kiryu shows up and being like, oh ho ho. Oh ho ho, hello. Sir, please, I have a family. You do you, break? La. Okay, so let's see. Need to remove you three. We need to move 3. Remove the weak. Ba-da-da-da. Okay, so we do this. We plug this in here. Racing is known as a major sport among the public and people of all ages and sexes both come to watch the game. There are various types of races and ratings. Pinnacle of these is the G1. Great quality. Winning a G1 is great honor. What are known as G1 Ume Mizume. There are types of G1's races, different race scores differences. The three races that attract particular are the Satsuki Shisho, the Japan Derby, and the Kikasho. Triple Crown, Umemuzume. Uma Muzume. We've been Ume Muzume. They can make their name throughout the country. Only a small number of Ume Muzume. Ma'am, I want to be an accountant. No, you don't. You need to be a racehorse because you're a fucking horse. Oh. See, that's always like the odd thing with these shows, being like, what if a horse girl doesn't want to do that? What if they just don't? It's like Harry Potter. Like, what if someone just doesn't want to be a wizard? Like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to be a wizard. Like, what do you mean you don't want to be a wizard? I just wanted to be an accountant. Like, what happens to the kid who's like, I just really like math and I just don't like any of this wizard bull? Like, what do you do with them? Force them into wizard accounting? No. There we go. Great. Oh, now Uma Muzume. Those who win all three. There we go. Yeah, we can kind of get that since we love racing. Racing is so much fun. Shut the fuck up, Deepel. Winning live. Oh yes, the winning live, the most important aspect of the thing, where you literally sing and fucking dance because it's a literal idol competition. God, I love it. If you really think about it, Ume Muzume is an isekai anime. Real horse girl, real life dead, got reincarnated high school horse girl. Reminds me of Soul Eater. Nah, it's a manga set, the universe Soul Eater, about a weapon who doesn't want to be a weapon, so she just goes to high school and tries to spontaneously turn into a katana. Send them to the glue factory. Sorry, little Susie. You didn't. You're not quite right. So you're going to the forever box now. Sorry. Whoopsie doopsie. Sorry, I don't make the rules, ma'am. Don't ask question. Don't ask question. This is a good site for horse wooing. Ooh. Let's see. Yes. Like, this isn't exciting what I'm doing right now. It's literally just me like making sure that this actually looks half decent. Because if you put it in blocks, it actually is going to try to translate the blocks. And with DeepL, you cannot translate the blocks. Winning live after a great play. For those who replay, the spectators who have cheered them on only by singing and dancing in their gorgeous costumes. Also change according to the type of race. Apart from common songs used in general races, there are also songs that can only be sung in winning special races, such as G1 races. Performing the song is another dream and goal of the Uma Muzume. Because, like, yeah, it's like, congratulations, asshole, you've won a race, you now have to sing. Like, holy shit. If, half of the shit you hear about idol culture is real, like, damn. Horse girl sucks. The worst torture you can be is a horse girl. And quickly realize that you are literally part of the Japanese idol industry, and you have no say in the matter. Winning live is once only the Uma who has won the first place of the race can play central role of the song. Also part of the goal of Uma Muzume to win first place, and is linked to the fans cheering them on. Yes, because the ultimate joy of perfect physical fitness of sprinting for your life is the desire to get on stage and sing. Sing! I love democracy. Okay, so the session. Okay, we've learned. It's time to learn what a session is, everybody. I always find it fascinating with JRPGs. Sometimes they have like such weird, what we would kind of consider to be odd, like notes that'd be like, yes, this is very important. This is a valid note of like, what's a session? I'm like, I'm pretty sure anybody who's like buying this is like, I think I know what a session is. We're like, nope, yeah, we gotta learn. It's called a session. Multiple connections. Called a campaign because the short length of each game in Triple Derby 2, we recommend the short campaign format, which consists of a series of sessions around 2 to 3 episodes. We'll double check this in Yandex because it's yeah, 2-3 episodes session. Yep. It's really short game. I didn't quite realize how short from previous work. Oh no. See, this is gonna be some like deep lore bullshit. This has the potential of being deep lore bullshit. Like, do you know our other games? So get phone, what do you getting a phone call now? Give me one moment. Hello, I'm back. I'm alive. The idea of winning live is from Kitasa Black owner who will sing Enka whenever it gets Kitasan Black 1. I mean, I just do find it amusing that being like, because it's always that bit, because it's always one of those things with Pretty Derby, because you start off being like, hey everybody, this is a horse racing anime. It's cute. It's cute girls doing cute things, except the cute girls are horse girls and they're racing. Fine, cool, whatever. We're gaming. But then I remember distinctly at the first episode where Special Week wins and she does the fucking live, And I'm confused. I think everybody else was confused as well. I was like, what? And because it's always like cute girls doing cute things, okay, and Kurt Gillis horse racing, but then you have to follow it up always by they then do idol competitions. It's every single time. That's the thing that really. That's the thing that kind of. Cute girls doing cute things is a universal format for anything. You can make anything a cute girls doing cute things product and it will work. In just about any context. Just say cute girls doing cute things. As long as you can name the girls, as long as you can name the thing, you're good. You're fine. You've done it. You've made a genuine Japanese manga already. Good job, team. We did it. And like cute girls doing cute things with tabletop game. Never seen that one before. Quick Start. Quick Start died. And because Quick Start is dead, we can there is no justice in this cruel. That's the reason. Okay, this is the changes from the first edition. Because you got to remember, this is the second edition of the game. This is not the first, this is the second edition. And I do find that I am curious. I'm hoping to God that they don't have like, oh well, I wouldn't necessarily call it like purity test, but like, oh hey, remember this rule from this like really stupid rule that we'd had before. Don't worry, everybody, it's back. Like, oh no, oh no. Motivation categories, areas of expertise, changes in reishi, position movement, directional lead, and strategy points. Changes skills and cards. Oh god, changes. We can do it. Related decisions. Holiday action phase. We can still do it. Related decisions. Change around racing. Changes to growth effect at each level. So they changed a shit ton of stuff apparently. Like they changed a bunch of stuff. Like. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Looks like the main set of changes were actually built around the idea of there being some. Let's do it. I love table of contents. Make your life simpler. Now this is where things start getting a little hectic, because you see all these, we have to translate all of those, and we're gonna do it individually because I don't know what they actually are. I don't know what they're saying, which makes things a little bit more complicated to judge where they go. But have the fun. So this section, the supplementary. Thanks, game. Big. They're doing the thing again, guys. They're doing the thing. doing the thing where they tell us something very simple and try to make it more complicated. English. Courier new, Courier new, Courier Prime. I love Courier Prime because it's a nice looking font. Normal. Pasted Japanese. And you may be wondering why I'm doing it this way. One, because I can get it side by side a little bit easier and I can understand what's going on a little bit more. Smartphone application games. Because they're doing shit like this. Because all of these are side notes that they were putting throughout the text. I was wondering why they were having so many. I just realized that I just never translated this. I should translate light system. Get ahead of myself. I was noticing they were putting a lot of these reference marks, because this is what a reference mark is. In Japan, they fucking love these things. Everything is a reference mark. If you can put a reference mark somewhere, you're doing it right. Cut girl cute thing. Idle battle shonen, probably. The Japanese reference mark is nice. It just gets a little annoying because they don't treat it as like a footnote. They usually end up putting it somewhere else and it gets a little bit confusing if you're not looking for it. So it just becomes kind of like another thing. It's like, okay, gotta be on the lookout for the fucking reference marks. Especially when they start making reference to the reference marks. The thing is, it will never be as bad as Emoclore. Nothing will ever be as bad as fucking Emoclore. Jesus fucking Christ. That goddamn game had a reference mark for everything. And they had reference marks inside of their references. It's like, I hate you so fucking much. Like, god fucking damn it. Why are you the way you are? Yeah, that was infuriating. By far one of the most infuriating goddamn things I've ever had to deal. 3 to 4 players would be also. Yeah, I'm trying to like. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to get everything sorted out here. As you can tell, there's a few of them at the. So. I have no idea why they're worded the AP. Calling the player something weird this time. Also known as the Keeper, the Dungeon Master, or the Admiral. We found it. We found the Kantai collection, everybody. Yeah, it's little things like this. We found it, boys. It's amusing little things that I love about Japanese RPGs as much as I do, because you notice things that are like, in no other world would this be appropriate, but here it makes complete and utter sense because no shit, they're Japanese. This is, Call of Cthulhu is the most popular game ever created. Fucking Chaosium will never be destroyed. The previous Min is based on the same. Yeah, Korusu Ikemen TRPG. It's that cute boys doing cute things. It's that cute boys doing cute things game. So they just want to make sure that we understand that this is the same system. Specifically, the light system. Mm. Mm. It will seem 3 players, 5 players, 3 to 4 hours they expect it to go. That's agonizing, but I understand that. Like, but this really does summarize a vast majority of how Japanese games kind of structure themselves a lot more, which I think that's the hardest thing for a lot of people who I think that's like always the hardest thing when it comes to Japanese RPGs in the West is people don't quite understand. They really want to hold your hand, and it kind of frustrates people with them. I get why. Official name is Nihon Uma Musume Training Center Academy. Official name. I'm just going to make a wild assumption that you probably can bullshit it and make it your own name. So you can send it wherever the fuck you really feel like. See, the best part is I actually can check the wiki on this game just to make sure I've got everything correct. That's the best part. Ume Mizume's physical strength. Strong. Ume Mizume said attending school are said to be 3 times stronger than human males. Ume Mizumes don't fuck around. That's what we do not fuck around with the horse girl. You will lose. There's no success. You just die. I can't believe a horse girl literally just fucking murdered one of our people. It's said to be 3 times. I really find this note amusing. This very distinct, very important little note. Fun fact about Japan. This is a fun little factoid about Japan for everybody. In Japan, gambling is technically illegal. There are no such things as like a casino in Japan. That's not really a thing. But you can gamble on very certain things, notably races. As long as it is a race, you can technically bet on it. So you end up with things like horse racing, you end up with things such as bicycle racing, quite a bit of these different things. Gambling is a big thing, a big part of that. That's why if you've ever seen the show Keijo, or Keijo before, Keijo, Keijo is actually an entire series based on gambling. That's the entire reason why that series exists, is because they want to gamble on girls beating the shit out of each other with their boobs and butts. Remember that, kids. I do find that amusing. I find that incredibly funny. That they have to put this note in, being like, it's not gambling, guys. Gambling has nothing to do with it. Gambling always has something to do with it. Don't you worry, everybody. Have no fear. It is Gamblo o'clock. It's for the whole family. Guys, Lise, Lois. Lois, please, you don't understand. Do. Funny Family Guy memes. I've unfortunately been cursed with funny Family Guy memes for a while now. Which, fun fact, if you ever see like a funny Family Guy compilation or whatever on YouTube, never click on it. Absolutely never click on it. The YouTube algorithm will give you nothing but Family Guy funny clips for the rest of your life. Horses running gym uniforms. G1 Racing give the Kachofuko the great honor of the Umezume to run G1 race in front of a large audience wearing a winning uniform. Known as the world's... Each race is a different race known in our world of horse racing, as well as unique race in the Umezume Twinkle Series Dream Trophy. Because I have a strange and beautiful feeling they're literally going to have to teach a bunch of people how horse racing works. I have a strange and terrible, terrible feeling I'm going to have to learn about the entirety of horse racing learning this game. And it will rekindle that terrible addiction I had. Because horse racing is very fun. That's why you should totally gamble on all of my picks. Big money. Big money. Mm-hmm. The winning uniforms have been designed based on the costumes of famous horses and jockeys. Of course they were. Of course. God. Of course. Do that. Probably won't get too much done today. But, that's never the case with these, I know for a fact these names don't look correct. In the anime, Umezume, Mr. CB, Slimbledorf, and Narabatru Ryan are introduced as the, I have a feeling those are slightly butchered, so I guess we should do a quick double check on those. Mr. CB, we need to do Umezume Pretty Derby wiki. Let's look at the wiki, the Umezume wiki, everybody. And we ought to make sure. Hello, main characters. We want to make sure random horse girl, Simple Rudolph. We need to make sure of our characters. Game, music, franchise, characters, team. Speak all characters. Oh boy, look at all the characters, everybody. We gotta find all the right ones. Since all the characters from the game, Mr. CB. Okay, Mr. CB. We do Mr. CB Umezume. Yeah, this is Mr. CB right here. Hello. As you can tell, this is what we have to do, because, Mr. C, Slimmendorf? I don't think Slimmendorf is... I don't think this is correct. So I guess we need to... What would be the name, Mr. CB? Actually, we need to... Actually, why don't I just go to Mr. CB? If I go to Mr. CB, Umezume, open you up, because she's a Triple Crown. Because if you go to Triple Crown, let's see, first appeared in anime episode 2, example of Triple Crown winners. Cedar Blaze, no. Symbol Rudolph and Rita Bryan. There we go. Look at our another Triple Crown winner, everybody. Symbol Rudolph. Because you may be wondering, why does it butcher this, Narita Bryan? You may be wondering, why is it brutally destroying the names? Because it's trying to translate it as accurately as possible, or what it believes to be as accurate as possible. And sometimes just doesn't understand. There we go. So Mr. CB Symboli Rudolph. That's the actual name. This is the actual name of a horse. She's the member, serves as Transits Academy Student Council President. Have no fear. Here's the actual horse. Man, I'm gonna have to look at the fucking Ume Mizume Wikipedia, the wiki, the entire time, aren't I? God help me. Out of everything, I chose to go down the fucking horse adventure. Why couldn't I have chose something easy? Even though the basic style of playing a short campaign, of course you have fun playing with just one story. Let's play freely according to our own lifestyles. I like the enthusiasm. Like, let's just play freely according to our own lives, because we're busy people. Like, I can respect that. I feel like this English channel will need a note for Mr. CB. Is CB a reference to Seabiscuit? Let's do Mr. CB Ume Mizume. Let's check the Ume Mizume let's see. Real life. Kikusho hosts broke a taboo from last place. He overtook all in the lead up at the hill. I see taboos are nothing, but what makes people the horse name is Mr. CB. Talents are always insane. The 2012 Kikusho commercial. Racehorse from 1990s. He's the third Triple Crown winner in Japan for the first time. The Maru Shishi. He was told as the most beloved Triple Crown horse ever. CB stands for Shiguru Boruku Farm. The episode where Mr. CB was born is told as an elopement of classmates. His parents ran together the same maiden race. His father, Tosho Boy, belonged to Deka Horse Breeders Association as a stallion. The association allowed to breed only by members. Boy's farm leader Toko had Boy mate CB Queen on his own judgment and scolded until Mr. CB won Triple Crown. Thanks to Mr. CB, Tosho Boy became popular as a stud horse, enough to be called the Savior Boy. Was the first showdown by Triple Crown winner. It was only until the 2020 Japan Cup. Yeah, no, it's just a fucking horse. Because that's where he was born. Because it was literally an elopement by two horses that shouldn't have been bred together. So yeah, in case you're wondering, no. It's not a reference to Seabiscuit. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna have to put a note being like, I'm gonna try and do all the horse names accurate. But that'll probably be one of the notes I have to put down, being like, just as a reminder to literally everybody here, all the character names are actual fucking racehorses. This does mean we will most likely make our sample character Potato-O-O-O-O-O-O-O-S. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, Potatoes horse. This will most likely be our horse of the horse of the day, otherwise known as Potato or Potatoes. Yes, welcome to Potatoes. Literally the story of a horse that's just dumb as fuck. So that's going to be our sample characters. It's going to be Potatoes because we can do that. I love him. The story behind it was that his owner told some like illiterate stable hand like, okay, write potatoes on on his name card, and he's like, okay, I could totally do that, and wrote pot 8 O's, because that's how he thought it was spelled. And it just stuck, so it would be potatoes. Yeah, potatoes, potatoes was a girl. You gotta remember that. Let's see. Okay, so genuinely speaking, that's just mind you, this is just this. We just translated this section pretty much. These looks like just a bunch of terms. I'm not going to go over those. Doesn't look like this. The thing is, it doesn't look like this game is going to be super complicated because I'm not going to do these right away. These are not going to be the first things I go over by far. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to do any of the cards. I'm going to pretty much start here. I'm probably going to be next week, and I'm going to start slowly going down and putting all these together. And that's going to be kind of the goal. I'm not really going to be worrying about the cards till the very end. Because the thing is, this isn't going to be a complicated game to do. Because doing kind of like my, doing my really early, preliminary examination of this game, one thing about it, what I was able to kind of like put together slightly is the idea is mostly about managing resources. It's a resource game at its core, where you want to continuously be, whether you're in first or you're second, you never want to be directly in first place, because the further you are there is you're burning more stamina, which you get characters like Silent Suzuka who have powers or their abilities to effectively allow them to more efficiently stay in first place longer, because that's what they want to do. They want to stay in first place. With the entire idea of managing stamina, knowing when to pull back, getting bonuses for being in someone's tailwind, and knowing kind of like how to break past things. So like this is what a race might look like for. These are just kind of some like basics. You kind of see like how, the girls are running. But at its very core, it is a racing game, and I don't expect it to be that complicated to actually translate. You kind of see here, like, oh, this is the G1, like, these are your competition. It looks like most of the back end of this game is actually just, like, how to play certain characters. Like, to give you an idea, these are all just cards. Like, a vast majority of the game is just cards. But you need to have the cards. That's why I'm going to be doing them last, because the thing is, translating them is not going to be difficult. Beautiful thing. Translating these aren't going to be difficult. Because what I'm going to end up doing most of the time is I'm going to have a single, like template card that I'm just going to constantly be remake. We're just going to post we're going to throw in the template card. We're going to then make it. We're going to make the next card. We're going to make the next card. This game cannot be played without the fucking cards. That's going to be not complicated, mind you. And that's the thing. It's not going to be hard to do. It's going to be long. It's going to be a long, fucking, arduous task of just having to go through every single one, with every single power, every single card. Yeah, it's yeah, that's going to be like the big thing, is it's going to be time. I might see if I can't find a way to maybe speed that along. I might use it as, I might literally template it, not necessarily as a card, like they have it set up here, for example, but as as effectively a table in the actual document, being like, this is just a table you have to reference. If you want to print these, if you want to print out these cards to play them properly, go for it. I'm not gonna do it. Fuck off. Like, fuck you. I am not doing that bullshit. But yeah, that's somewhat the plan. I think that could be kind of interesting. I don't think this is going to be a very long DUWANG, I think it's going to be a arduous DUWANG more than anything. It's just going to be a lot of me sitting here dying on the inside and being like, yep, that's horses. It's horses. It's more horsies. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think we got a good. It's going to be a good beat with this game. I think it's going to be a little bit. Again, it's going to be long though. It's not going to be necessarily hard. It's just going to be kind of long in some places. But I don't think it's going to take forever to do. You have Affinity Photo. I don't have Affinity Photo, unfortunately. But the issue that I'm worried about that is that there's going to be some weird notes for some of them. If that is the case, I might literally just do it like a literal Excel spreadsheet of everything. I mean, like, yep, this is the Excel spreadsheet we're gonna do. I have to learn about what the cards do though, and kind of double check those. And like, how does this work? How does this work? Because technically, you can play the game with just these characters. Like, if you just want to play, you know, gold ship, you could just play gold ship here. That's completely valid. Like, this is her full stat block. Like, it's not a. These characters aren't necessarily like, this is kind of the race sheet. Like, the characters aren't like super complicated. So I'm kind of, I am interested to see how this game plays out, because the thing is, if I can get this game to be pretty solid, I'm pretty confident we can make other games in the same series pretty easily. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Godspeed, good luck. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Probably nothing tomorrow, as I'm going to be playing Pathfinder, so I will be dead on the end. We will probably be doing some stuff on Monday, but that's kind of the nature of things. I will keep an eye out on I will be keeping an eye out on some developing problems that people seem to keep throwing at me, which is Shadow Dark. People keep throwing Shadow Dark at me, being like, Notepad, this is terrible. Shadow Dark, this is Notepad, this is awful. This is awful. This is terrible. She's making $1 jillion. Bah. I keep getting shit on Shadow Dark. So dash her. Who gives a fuck about Shadow Dark? Dash her head in with a rock. The dichotomy of the situation. I'm more curious of where it develops more than anything, because the more I hear about it, it's really astounding. Because it's like, the more I continue hearing about it, the less actually enthused I am about it. No, it's just like, it's one of those things, like, I've been presented with it so much, my enthusiasm for it has, like, dwindled to nothingness. It's like, oh, well, it's OSR, and it's also 5e. It's like, oh. Bump, 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 bump. Like, it's just like, oh. It's Questing Beast seems like such an. I don't like Questing Beast. I never watched. I watched one video, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of annoyed. There, secret about the Notepad Anon here. The only person I really watch on YouTube, like for TG stuff, I watch two people for TG stuff. Two. I watch Shut Up and Sit Down. Only some of their stuff, because gradually over time I've only come to learn to like Tom, because Tom is funny. I do enjoy some of their things when they talk about board games and don't try to pretend that Alice is Missing is a real game, because the more I learn about Quinn's, the more I learn that Matt Man is a cuck. I watch them because I enjoy board games. I also watch Talking About Games, my Mexican comprende, my Mexican double. You know, I've got the North, he's got the South kind of thing. Because he's funny, and you should watch him as well. But, I'm color me fascinated more than anything. I don't know what's going to happen with that Shadow Dark thing. Maybe something will pawn out of it. Maybe it's not. Will I go over it unless there's something drastically terrible about it? Or I will go over it then. But if there's nothing, if I do go over it, it will be something more along the lines of we're talking about something with a bigger idea surrounding it. That makes sense. Like we're talking about like the 05R shit. That would be kind of the idea there. Like we're talking about 05R now. We're not talking about necessarily this game. We're talking about like a bigger thing. That makes sense. Yeah, I will disappear. Godspeed and good luck. I will see you all on the other side.